How Ebony and Jet quietly built the blueprint for Black excellence and cultural power. Most people today scroll past Black history as if it is a side note. They know the names of a few heroes, a few marches, maybe a speech or two. But what they do not realize is that long before social media, long before representation became a buzzword, Black people built their own media empires that shaped how we see ourselves. And two of the most powerful weapons in that fight were Ebony and Jet. Welcome back to My Blackness 100, the home of unapologetic Black truth, real history, and the unfiltered greatness of our people. If you are serious about understanding how our image has been controlled, distorted, and then reclaimed by us, you are in the right place. Before we go deep into how Ebony and Jet quietly built the blueprint for Black excellence and Black empowerment, take a second. Like this video, subscribe to My Blackness 100, and hit the notification bell so you never miss the stories they never wanted us to connect. Because here is the uncomfortable truth. If you only watch what mainstream media gives you, you will think Black greatness is rare, accidental, or limited to a few celebrities. But Ebony and Jet proved the exact opposite. They were not just magazines, they were a mirror, a megaphone, and a battlefield. In this video, we are going to break down 10 specific ways these publications pushed Black excellence into the center of the conversation and empowered generations of Black people to see themselves as powerful, intelligent, beautiful, and global. And as we go through each one, I want you to ask yourself, who controls our image today, and are we still holding the line? Let us start with the first and maybe most foundational role. They documented Black brilliance long before mainstream media cared. At a time when newspapers were happy to report Black crime, but not Black genius, Ebony and Jet were profiling doctors, scientists, educators, and entrepreneurs. People like Dr. Charles Drew, who revolutionized blood plasma storage, and Mary McLeod Bethune, who built schools and advised U.S. presidents. These magazines said to the world, our people are not side characters in someone else's story. They created a visual and written archive of Black intelligence and leadership that proved we were always capable, always innovating, always building. Next, they normalized Black beauty and elegance. You have to understand how radical that was. Before Jet's Beauty of the Week and Ebony's fashion spreads, most media told Black women their features were a problem. Straight hair, light skin, narrow features were sold as the standard. Ebony and Jet flipped that. They put dark skin, natural textures, full lips, and Afrocentric fashion on glossy covers and center spreads. When Cicely Tyson appeared with a short natural hairstyle, or when Diane Carroll was photographed in high fashion, it was more than a pretty picture. It whispered to every Black girl looking at that page, you are not a mistake, you are the standard. Third, they showcased Black wealth, success, and ownership. Not just the entertainer who made it, but the owner, the executive, the strategist. Ebony ran stories on people like Berry Gordy building Motown, and later business titans like Reginald Lewis. They showed Black millionaires, Black-owned companies, Black professionals in suits making decisions. That matters, because when all you see are images of struggle, your vision of the future shrinks. Ebony and Jet opened that vision back up. They did not just tell you to chase the bag, they quietly showed you what Black economic power looks like in real life. Fourth, they humanized Black celebrities, politicians, and everyday heroes. Mainstream outlets often flattened Black figures into one-dimensional roles: the entertainer, the angry activist, the athlete. Ebony and Jet went deeper. They interviewed icons like Muhammad Ali about faith, fear, and strategy, not just about fights. They showed Aretha Franklin as a musician, a businesswoman, and a daughter, and they did the same for unknown heroes, teachers, pastors, nurses, organizers. By doing that, they sent a clear message: you don't need to be famous to matter, and even the famous are human beings with depth, doubts, and purpose. Fifth, they brought the civil rights movement into the living room. Jet's publication of the open casket photo of Emmett Till is one of the most important media decisions in American history. That image forced people to confront the violence that Black folks had been describing for decades. Ebony and Jet did not sanitize the struggle. They covered marches, sit-ins, police brutality, and leadership debates within the movement. They treated our pain and our resistance as real news, not as an afterthought. For many families, those magazines were their main source of uncensored information about what was happening to Black people across the country. Sixth, they shifted the lens of representation. Instead of centering whiteness and allowing Black people to appear only as contrast or background, Ebony and Jet put Black life at the center. Whole issues were dedicated to Black families, Black travel, Black health, Black home interiors, Black fitness. You saw Black parents raising children, Black couples buying homes, Black students graduating from college. That might sound simple today, but back then it was revolutionary. It told readers, we are not defined by oppression alone. We have full lives, full stories, and full humanity. Seventh, they created a shared cultural memory. Before social media could capture every moment, Ebony and Jet were out there documenting our weddings, HBCU homecomings, church conventions, beauty pageants, and festivals. They preserved our joy. Think about that. Future historians will look back and see not only protest and pain, but also celebration and tradition, because those magazines preserved it. When your grandmother kept a stack of ebony in the living room, she was not just holding on to old magazines. She was preserving family, culture, and history in a form you could touch. Eighth, they provided practical roadmaps for success. These magazines were not just about inspiration, they were about information. They ran features on how to manage money, apply for scholarships, navigate corporate spaces, and start businesses. Ebony's coverage of HBCUs helped generations of Black students choose where to study and what to pursue. Articles on home ownership and credit gave families tools to build real generational wealth. In other words, they did not just say you can make it, they showed you how. Ninth, they amplified African and diaspora connections. While mainstream media routinely painted Africa as a continent of chaos and poverty, Ebony and Jet showed African presidents, artists, and revolutionaries in suits, palaces, and parliaments. They covered leaders like Kwame Nkrumah in Ghana and Nelson Mandela in South Africa, linking Black struggles across the ocean. They made it clear that we are part of a global Black story. That Pan-African awareness planted seeds that you now see in everything from Afrobeats to Pan-African fashion to movements that call for Black people worldwide to build with each other, not against each other. Finally, they served as a counter-media institution. This might be the most important point. Ebony and Jet did not wait for mainstream validation. They didn't ask for permission to tell Black stories. They built their own offices, hired their own photographers and writers, and answered to their own community. That independence meant they could prioritize our truth over someone else's comfort. Every modern Black media space, from digital platforms to independent filmmakers, is walking a path that Ebony and Jet helped clear. They proved you don't change your image by begging for better coverage. You change it by owning the platform. So when we talk about Black excellence and Black empowerment, we are not talking about a social media trend. We are talking about a long legacy of intentional image making, storytelling, and narrative control. Ebony and Jet were not perfect, but they were powerful. They gave us receipts of our greatness in a world determined to deny it.
And if you are watching this right now, you are part of the generation that decides whether that legacy continues or fades. If this breakdown opened your eyes, do something with it. Like this video, subscribe to My Blackness 100, and turn on all notifications so you never miss the real history behind our power. Share this with someone who grew up seeing these magazines on the coffee table and someone younger who has never heard of them at all. Drop a comment and tell me, did your family have Ebony or Jet in the house, and what do you remember seeing in those pages? This is My Blackness 100, where we reconnect with the stories that prove our greatness is not a surprise, it's a pattern. Until next time, protect your mind, protect your image, and never let anyone else define your blackness for you.